Good morning and welcome to the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show. No matter where you are in the city, I want to tell you this morning, good morning and have a fabulous and wonderful today. Wonderful, I mean, beautiful day. Today I have calling in via phone. We're going to have MC Nice, multi platinum producer, and Bishop Cortez Vaughn. I want to say to them, thank you so much for your patience and for joining me today. So I believe he's already waiting for me on the phone. So we're going to chime in and see how he is doing today. Are you there, MC Nice?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much for your patience and working with me through my technical difficulties. And how are you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed, highly favored, coming off of the MLK, parade I performed in Los Angeles. So that was like a real highlight for me.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm looking at this, and you're a multi-platinum producer, writer, recording artist. Is I have that correct?
Yes, yep. I'm a multi-platinum producer and Christian hip hop recording artist. Yep.
Now, it says that you were born novelist Hampton. What a beautiful name. Is that I have that correct as well, right?
Well, my government name is Alessandro. So Alessandro Novelist Hamilton. Novelist is a nickname because I'm a writer as well.
Oh,
As far as author. I'm an author. So, and that's what MC Nice, like MC means lyricist, and Nice, Nice means novelist is constantly evolving. So all my peers know me as novelist, and that's what that means. Every day I evolve.
now that is so true because if you are expecting to reach a certain elevation in life, you must do that. Now, nominated for upcoming Stella Awards in March, not one, but two categories: Rap Hip Hop Artist of the Year, Internet Radio Station of the Year. Now, how do you handle all of that?
Uh, Repeat that question. You said
I
two stellar
said,
awards because they're like
yes, Rap Hip Hop Artist of the Year and Internet Radio Station of the Year. Those are the two categories that you have been nominated
yes,
for. And
yes indeed.
how does that feel?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, the Stellar Awards is like the gospel Grammys. So to get to that point is in my career is absolutely awesome. And to be nominated for two categories is even more thrilling because one of the categories, which is Internet Radio Station of the Year, the station that I'm one of the owners of is God's House of Hip Hop, and we're the first ever Christian hip hop radio station, I think, on the planet that pays royalties as 24/7 to be nominated for such an award, to be the nominee. We're the first in the history of the Stellars. You know what I mean? And then my album Praise is nominated in the rap category, and I'm among great artists like Jordan Armstrong, Flame, and Miss Tiffany.
Now, you have a single in collaboration with Bishop Cortez Vaughn as well. Is that correct? Lifted?
Yeah, yes, me and Bishop, we have a song together called Bishop Cortez Vaughn. We have a song together called "Lift Me Up,"
Yes.
featuring Bishop Cortez Vaughn, who is last year's reigning stellar Song of the Year winner. It was him and J.J. Harrison that did a song called "You Deserve It," and they won Song of the Year along with being Grammy nominated, along with winning the Billboard Award. I think he cleaned up last year.
Oh, yes. That's pretty impressive. And I do hope that you take home this year as well. Much blessings to you on that. Now, I would like to know what is your biggest challenge has been in the industry?
Which industry? Is it the
In the
secular world? Because
well,
I came
in
from,
well, I know
I
you made the transition, so let's speak of the gospel industry since you have made that transition. Has there been any like major
yeah,
challenges?
Yeah, but because I came from the secular world and back into gospel. Many people don't know is that I started out in Christian rap, but when I started, the church wasn't really checking for Christian rap, and so I did, went to the secular world, did my thing. But then once Mary and Lecrae and Kurt Franklin kicked those doors open for progressive gospel, I came back. And when I came back, I already had the knowledge of marketing from secular, from the secular side of things, and there was some things that the gospel world wasn't used to, which allowed me to come into the industry, to the genre with a record I did called "I Got Angels." That was the Richard Smallwood record. That went
Yes.
#1. And then I had another record called "All Right." That went #1. My album "Praise" went #1 on the Billboard chart. So the gospel industry wasn't ready for that, because I was considered an outsider. You know what I mean? I didn't really go through traditional means to get my record marketed. I actually thought outside the box and used digital grassroots and street grassroots to really launch my record. But as of late, people are now starting to come around and understand that MC Nice is here and that I mean well. You know what I mean? Because people didn't know my personality. So now they're starting to know my personality.
What inspired you to write I Got Angels?
I got Angels, and for my album Praise was my album Praise was done in 2 days, 12-hour sessions. So like 24 hours, I recorded 14 songs, and we were looking for a signature single for the record, and I got with my producer Sam Peasy out of Alabama, and he had gone through a personal tragedy, and Angels was the record that he produced to get him through. I mean, the hip hop version of it. And so when he played it for me, it resonated with my spirit. And when that resonated with my spirit, it caused me to write "I Got Angels," understanding that I think at 13 years old, I went through a car accident where I was hit by a diesel truck, and it cracked my whole left side. And I was told I wasn't gonna be able to walk right, whatever. But ultimately, I became a big time football guy. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
Lord healed me completely, and "I Got Angels" was a reflection of that.
I like that song, and I was also listening to your song "Glory to God." Um,
Yes.
I like that song as well. I think
Yeah,
the
"Glory to God" featuring the one and only Fred Hammond.
yes, yes, no doubt. You have some star-studded collaborations going on here. You've just come into the industry with a bang. Now, if you had to tell
Yep.
someone who was watching you and who is inspired by you on how to achieve entertainment success, what would you tell them?
Well, to strive for perfection so that you limit your mistakes, and that for any great achievement, someone has to be the first to do it. Why not you? At the end of the day, persistent pays off. If you stay persistent and you stay diligent in your craft and you understand the nuances of your craft, you'll be successful. But it's all about going in and truly letting God guide you, and then at the same time understanding what it is you're getting into. All of the elements, whether it be the DJs, to the writing, to the business. Like, you have to understand these things in order to become successful.
Now that is beautiful. I heard some of that advice from myself because as I too perfect my craft, sometimes I have to be reminded,
Okay.
and and you just put that in my spirit, and I thank you so much for that. Now, do you have any plans of
Oh, amen.
coming to Atlanta anytime soon?
Yeah, it's a few things that I'm coming, because I belong to the Atlanta Grammy chapter. I used to live in Marietta, and so I'm still I'm still a part of the Grammy chapter there, and I'm also a part of the Georgia Music Partners in Atlanta, and it's where all the music people get together from Georgia
So you were
that are great,
you were
whether
my
it be the
neighbor, and I
Grammys.
didn't know it. I live in Cobb County. Oh, that's
Oh yeah, I
awesome.
used to live. Yeah, I used to live off Sandy Plains,
Yeah.
and I can't. Yeah, I can't think of the other street, but yeah,
Yes.
I used to live over there.
So you living now in California?
Yeah, well, now I'm back in California for the radio station. The radio we launched the
Okay.
radio station in July, and I've been going strong ever since.
That is awesome. I mean, keep up the good work. And is there anything else that you would like to share with your audience today?
Yeah, Lift Me Up is out. You know what I'm saying? Go get that record.
Ye-
You can also follow me at MC Nice LA on Twitter and Instagram. That's EMCEENICELA at Twitter and Instagram. And I also have an animated project that's on Hulu, Amazon Prime, and since you're in Georgia, it's on Comcast Xfinity called The Jammies. It's 5 kids from the suburbs who sing, dance, and rap, and their whole aspirations is to be the next R&B hip-hop stars. But we cover topics such as bullying, obesity, hazing,
Oh,
self-awareness. So it's called The Jammies. It's my new cartoon.
now that's excuse me. That sounds very interesting. That's gonna help a lot of children because they need to relate to something like that. That is awesome. And you've created this yourself. This is your creation.
Yeah, I'm one of there's 2 creators, me and William Dollar Chapman. We're the creators, and I play the voice of Novelist. So there's a character in the cartoon named Novelist, and I play the voice of that character.
Okay. I'm sorry. My microphone may have been a little bit too loud. I don't know. Okay. Sorry about that. Well, yes, I'm definitely going to look out for that because I have children of my own, and anything that's positive, that's a positivity that can radiate to the young adult community. I'm all for it. And
Hmm.
congratulations on your new cartoon. Congratulations on Lift Me Up.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on the Stella Awards nominations. And I do believe you're going to take home one of those. And much success to you,
You're
MC
welcome.
Nice. And I want to say thank you so
I
much for your
appreciate it.
patience and coming on the Stony Love Morning Show today. And I want to say thank you again so much. I'm honored.
I appreciate it. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. And I hope to see you in person one day very soon.
Amen.
All right. You have a beautiful day out there in sunny California.
All day. I'm looking forward to enjoying this sun. Y'all have a blessed one out there.
Thank you so much. And that was MC Light.
All right.
I'm sorry, that was MC Nice. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Okay, so they were watching this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I know you see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody want you know what's going down. They see me posing and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all becoming set me free, see I was bound. You see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody want you know what's going down. They see me posing and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all becoming set me free, see I was bound. It ain't no condemnation. He seen the best of me despite my situation. My sins been washed away and now I'm celebrating. When the sun set free is free indeed, I'm so elated. I'm grateful cause I know the places I have been. I'm thankful cause I know with Jesus I can win. When the storms are black I'm rolling through, he shelters me. No doubt about it. He makes me a better me. Thinking way back, I'm the same cat that had anger in my heart. Now the same cat, he done came back spraying love on behalf of God. Now who would've ever thought that old Mr. Key would be free of iniquities? And although I fall dated like a king day, he's still right next to me. Right next to me. He keep blessing me. I know you see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody wanna know what's going down. They see me praising and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all because I'm so free, see I was bound. You see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody's going down. They see me praising and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all because I'm so free, see I was bound.
Once I accepted Christ, I got a clean slate. No longer bound by my mistakes, I got a clean break. I keep a smile, no longer bound, don't see that mean face. Can't keep me down, see I've been found and I done seen grace. I'm walking tall and fitting like $1,000,000. Cause I got Jesus with me, see it when I strut. You can even hear it when I speak about him. Once you kiss the Holy Spirit, it's gonna have you shout. Hallelujah, thank you Jesus. I would never ever know the reason that you love me and you keep me. Always there for me when I'm reaching. The word to teach me how to seek me when I'm faced with them ugly demons. Your name is all powerful, and when I say it, they go retreating. Yeah. See, once I heard his voice, it touched my soul, and then I made a choice. And it's the best decision that I ever made. I was granted freedom, yes, my life was saved.
I know you see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody wanna know what's going down. They see me praising and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all because I'm so free, see I was bound. You see me smiling, it's official now. And everybody wanna know what's going down. They see me praising and I'm laughing at my issues now. It's all because I'm so free, see I was bound.
He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did.
I wake up and count my blessings. The good Lord has shown up, kept me. Could've been gone a long time ago, but he spared me, there's no question. And he saved me from myself, even from the hands of death. When I felt that I had nothing left and it lost, he was right there, that's myself. Yeah, he ordered my steps and I bounce right back like a ball. Now I'm feeling like I'm 10 feet tall. Feel like I'm Daniel when the lines get, but I'm chilling cause God had control of it all. Even my flaws, he keep it from loving me, showing his favor and grace. I don't wanna be without him, never wanna doubt him, no, not ever let go of my faith. I owe him my heart and the praise. I can remember the day when I was caught up in my ways, feeling like everybody ever kissed me and nothing's gonna ever change, man. But once I accepted the presence, the Son of the Most High God, it's like I feel the burden there, and the struggle that I live in that's hard. He didn't have to do it, he didn't have to do me, but he chose to do me, he made me a new me. He set me straight, he set me on my stage. I glorify his name is so great. My Abba Yahweh, Jehovah Shaddai, you reign. My Father in heaven, your power and presence just touched me and now I'm saved.
He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did.
He did it all for us, so in him I trust, glorify his name. Still it ain't enough, gotta give him all, cause he got my back ever since I met him. I don't see no lag, I learned how to fight the problem with a statement. All I gotta do is say his name, receive it in my heart, me to keep the faith, and everything is gonna start to change. That's the way to say it works, with the favor comes the perks. He can wipe away the dirt, but you gotta put him first. He's the reason I can make it through the day when the enemy is throwing rocks. I just open up the word and meditate, and hit him back with multiple shots. It's all because of what he did. He atoned for all my sins. I'm so glad I let him in. All I ever do was win. I can't imagine my life without him. What would I be if I hadn't found him? I'm glad that he was waiting on me, being patient for me, even when I was...
I'm sad. I feel fat. I'm stressed. I feel ugly. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm so tired all the time. I'm just having a really hard time. And I don't know what to do anymore.
Welcome back to the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show, and I am your host, Stoney Love. And in the news section of the show today, welcome Super Bowl Atlanta. That was kind of tongue-tying. Rams and Patriots fans, welcome to some Southern hospitality along with the Gladys Knight, legendary performing. This should be one heck of an event. So, as you come here to the city, make sure you leave your cars parked. Use lots of Uber and Lyft and the train. There's no place like home. And as the government shut down, and that those that receive assistance may have to look for more assistance if they don't have a job, because it looks like the government isn't paying the other portion of the rent. And in the news, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg has entered the 2020 Democratic election, and sources say there is a chance he could very well win. Now, hope your vaccinations are up to shot. Pop goes the weasel because here comes the measles. So for a while, everybody thought that the measles had laid dormant because people like myself who were born in the 70s hadn't caught it. But now there is this widespread epidemic that is going around the world. So please, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, do so. And in the entertainment news, John Gray, well, I must say, Pastor John Gray, delivered his normal Sunday sermon, but I would say with a little twist. As he asked the ushers to ush, he broke out in an usher song. He gave it a church rendition of Yeah, but he did that so well, and I thought the missus was going to break out and started to twerk, but it was slightly. I enjoy Pastor John Gray, so I hope that he continue his movement and continue to bring people to God. And I hope that his followers forgive him and we not judge him. And in other entertainment news, I want to talk about revenge. As Chris Brown sues the alleged accuser of the rape allegations in France. That is so much going around with people taking revenge on others because maybe someone has done something or didn't do something that they like. Revenge is a nasty, nasty thing. So if someone has done something to you, my suggestion to you, my friend, is to vocalize how you feel, hash it out, and let it go. Don't take it to social media. Don't take it to the police. Well, you might want to take it to the streets if that make you feel better. An old sucker punch, that might do the body good and the mind good. I don't believe in violence. I'm not going to say all the time that works, but in some cases, you just have to get it all out. That was the news section right here at the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show. And we're going to take another break, and we're going to listen to MC Nice, he was our caller earlier, and we're going to listen to some of his music on this break, and then we'll be back with our other guest. Thank you.
Have angels watching over all of us. I'd like to welcome you to the Northeast Bible Fellowship Church. And saints, I have a treat for you. I have someone who can tell us all about what it means to have angels watching over all of us. Let's give a big amen for MC Nice.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee. Luke 4:10, let's go. I got angels watching over me. I got, yeah. Covered in the blood of Jesus. Born in the city of angels, where Satan be scheming your weakness in. Ready to wrangle and tangle you with demons that seething, to mangle and strangle your believing, deceiving and reaving, leaving you grieving a legion of treason. The reason he competing and cheating, deleting your faith, leaving you wraith, leaving you draped, completely reshaped, undermining your base. Yeah, the message is clear. God is always near when you're faced with a desire. God is always here when you're walking with the fire. Stay walking with no fear, stay praying with no fear. He got you. Angels and saints, when you giving them thanks, can pull you through the deepest waters, safe to the base, can rise above the evil martyrs who don't bother to blink or bother to think, trying to slaughter my ink. He gave us son, who gave us life, who gave us love, who gave us light, that made us whole and made us right, that made us whole and made us right. Christ, angels. I got angels watching over me. I got angels, yeah, everywhere we go. no rolling us back, we strong. Our elite purpose when we worship is to keep churching. Cause the street circus that seek curses will keep hurting. Causing you drama, mixed with the Brahma. Hot as a sauna, let go of the trauma we save. Speak his names, let his deeds be known. It's no shame, I'ma claim with the preacher's tone. With my sneakers on, till the speakers blown. Yeah, together we rise, united we fly. No need to silently cry, divided we die. God is the eye, God is the keys, the keys, the keys, the keys, watching over me. I got angels, I got angels, yeah. I got watching over me, yeah. Then I looked in her.
It's who we love. And at a time when we have never seemed more divided, a common enemy is killing our loved ones. It doesn't care about our differences or disagreements, about red states, blue states, black lives, or white privilege. It's a threat to each and every child. It is addiction. But if we commit the time, the talent, and the money, we can protect our kids. Prevention worked for measles, malaria, and polio. Prevention worked to shrink our smoking habit. Prevention works. Life can be painful for our kids, especially in these times, but we can teach them resilience and how to make healthy choices. When we act early, we can prevent addiction. Support prevention efforts in your school and community. Start the conversation. Talking to your kids about drugs isn't easy, but we can help. Learn how at talkaboutitstl.com. It's who we love. And at a time when we...
To the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show, I am your host, Stoney Love, and I want to say thank you all for joining me and bearing with me as I perfect my craft. So sometimes you may see a little bit or hear a little bit of this or that. It's me, the real me, working through the kinks. There's no Facebook Live and all of that, no takedown or re-record. So it's just me. So I just thank you for being patient. There's been a change in my guests. So upcoming, I'm going to have Marcus Boyd, activist, autism activist, and he's going to share with us what goes on behind the scenes with working on the projects that he's working on and being a producer, booking agent, and among many other things. So do we have him on the line? Hello there. Marcus, are you there?
How's everybody doing this morning?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that you're always busy. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming in this morning. Now, among one of your new projects that you have taken on, which is a part of something very endearing and personal to you, you are now considered an autism an activist. How is that movement going for you, and what do you hope that will come from this?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on your incredible show.
Thank you.
And I'm a fan.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, autism, being an advocate for autism is very personal. It allows me to express my story and tell my story for those who may be dealing with autism or know somebody who is dealing with autism. And, it's going really well. I appreciate Ms. White, the whole LTM management team out in San Antonio, Texas, and everything that her staff has been doing to push the campaign.
Now, a lot of parents are not aware of the symptoms of autism. And I know that you're not being a physician, but can you give us, say, if a small child, some people may get that confused with ADD or ADHD when it could very well be autism. So if I was a parent and you were talking to me, what would I look for in my child to kind of differentiate what that is?
Um, it's you know, there's different symptoms of autism.
Right. So would it be in reading? Would that be something that I would notice, or
Well, in
personality?
speech,
Their speech?
personality, speech,
Okay.
language, how they move, how they talk,
Wow.
how they interact.
So they would they would have to see a professional so that they will be able to distinguish if it's either ADD or in fact autism.
Um, yeah, but I was given a shot. So when I say I was born with it, that's why I say I was born with it because I was given a shot. So I didn't start talking or comprehending language or sentences until I was 13.
So when you're saying the shots, you mean the vaccinations that could have possibly caused an onset of autism.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I definitely have read that, and that that is a very strong possibility that when children are giving multiple or certain vaccinations, and I was just speaking about get your measles vaccinations because there is an onset of, well, there's an epidemic of measles returning in the states. And a lot of people are against having their children vaccinated. So if that indeed is the cause, then I guess along with so many other things that the government, and that's a list of things I could go on, administer to us that we think are safe are truly harming us. As and kind of getting off topic here, but still speaking of that, I was reading an article where a gentleman had a flu shot and it landed him in the ICU where he cannot speak or anything right now. And so something that simple that you think it's okay because we trust our government. We've trust that these experiments have been done to before they decide to give it to us as people. So as a result, then these things happen, and then we have a epidemic of people that are now labeled with certain things because of we thought something was really good for us. Now, will your activism take you on a journey throughout the states, or will you stay local here and speaking about autism?
Yes, I'll be traveling to 37 cities, doing a tour. The team is scheduling me to do news interviews, conferences, speaking engagements, and everything of that nature. Different TV show interviews.
Okay. Now, also
Um,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry.
No, also you also is into music, and you produce. So have you, I
Yes,
know that you
ma'am.
have had some collaborations with other gospel artists. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
that's correct, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I can't remember who they were. I know that I believe Shay Sams is one of them, and there were a few more. Would you care to mention those?
I've been a music producer, composer. Saturday would make 19 years. And in that 19 years, I have been blessed to work with Blue, Eric Roberson, Fonte, Rhapsody, Dwelle, Tanya Doss, Dungeon Family, Mr. Cheeks, Bahamadia.
Quite impressive. Quite impressive. Well, I just want to say that I hope and I pray that your career continues and continue to fight for autism and continue to enlighten and inspire others through your hard work and your diligence. I do have another guest on the phone that's going to be coming in. So I'm going to have to end my call with you. And I just want to say thank you so much, Marcus Boyd. And will you tell everybody where they can find you?
Marcus Boyd Beats 35. Marcus Boyd on Instagram. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And I'll be talking to you and seeing you soon. Well, there you have it, folks. That was Marcus Boyd, the producer and autism activist, among many other things that Mr. Boyd does. He is also the booking agent for the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show, which would not be possible if he did not put forth such great work and diligence, because I can't do it all. And after these messages, we'll be back. We're going to be talking to Bishop Cortez Vaughn. Welcome back to the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show, and I am your host, Stoney Love. And on this last segment of the show, we have the blessed Bishop Cortez Vaughn on the line. And how are you today, Bishop?
I am well. How about yourself?
I am doing awesome, trying to take a deep breather and relax a little bit.
That's always a good thing.
Yes, sir. I want to say, I know out of your busy schedule, but I just want to say thank you. And I'm so honored that you are taking the time to sit with me just for a moment today. And how is
Well,
yes, go ahead, sir.
no, I was going to say it is my pleasure anytime you got an opportunity to be on the Stoney Love, Atlanta Morning Show. Hey, that's a privilege for me, so I appreciate you having me.
Yes, praise him. Thank you so much. Now, I don't have a lot of questions, but I believe the ones that I do have are going to be good ones. Um,
Okay.
you're just in a collaboration with MC Nice, Lift Me Up, and that song is out as of now.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
you are also known for the famous song "You Deserve It," which has done very well. So my question to you is, what inspired you? As even though you're known as Boy Wonder because of the drums, what inspired you to sing?
Well, for me, I had kind of, long short end of it, I had kind of gotten away from music for a while. I was just doing the pastor and preaching thing, and just wanted to be the best bishop I could be. But I grew up singing in children's choir, and then I was like the minister of music at the age of 16. And I began to do praise and worship when we got into it. But I kind of just left all that alone. And it's just, God was just dealing with me about the totality of who I am,
Hmm.
and not to give myself to one side of what He's gifted me to do, but give myself to the totality of what He's gifted me to do. So that's how we got back into singing, music, production, all of that good stuff.
Your voice is very anointed. I can hear it. And when you just said what you
Bless you.
said, thank you. My question to you is, as a bishop, how can we rest in God's power and His purpose for us? Because sometimes we want to go left and He's calling us to go
Hmm.
right. And so, how do we trust His purpose and knowing that path? And we wanted to go that way, but something is orchestrating and setting up the right things this way. How do we take a deep breath and just trust Him and know that He's going to take care of us without doubting?
That's right. That's a very good question. And it's ironic because my message for Sunday is igniting your true purpose.
Oh,
Um, but one of the dynamics is that whatever your purpose is, God will always send somebody into your life to help either ignite or to prove to you what He's called you to. God really, because of His word, He locks Himself into the fact that everything He does it through a human being. So most of the time we're looking for God to show us this big sign, but really the sign is in what you have a passion for. The sign is in, I tell our church a lot of times, if you see an issue with something that nobody else sees, then it may be for you to develop a passion to help fix that particular thing. It may be for you to develop a hunger to want to see that change and then be the change. So for some of us, purpose is right there. It's never left us. It's never gone astray. It's just we sometimes refuse or have not come into contact with the person or persons that will help ignite what our purpose is. A lot of us sometimes deal in our purpose and don't even know we're in it because it's just something sometimes that we're good at. So we do it, And then in the church world, the mishap is we think purpose only develops with what we do in church. So like now I'm on the radio with you. This is not a church service. This is not a church building, but you're fulfilling purpose because somebody's able to listen to you every time you come on air and be able to get some encouragement, be able to get enlightened. And then you got some young person or some child, I can be her. I can do this. So you're helping them now. You're that other person helping them see, okay, maybe this is a part of the purpose in my life because this is what I'm gravitating to because of what they see you do. Now, the caveat is they don't know the price you pay to do what you do because you make it look so good.
I try.
So sometimes when we get into purpose, and we see how challenging it can be, and we see how sometimes things come up against us, it makes us feel like, you know what, maybe this is not it. When in all actuality it is. We just have to develop the fortitude that says, I refuse to give up on what I know he said instead of trying to not trust the voice of the Lord, if that makes sense.
Yes, it definitely does make sense because yesterday I said, I quit. I quit. And then I realized that I wasn't born to quit because I know that there is a purpose and a plan for me, regardless of what it looked like now. He's already shown me the vision. And that's the thing. When God has shown you the vision, you have to stand fast in that. Now, with you, did you ever see the vision of you being such a, I'm going to call you a celebrity pastor? Did you ever feel that that would happen?
Not really, because, and I don't mean this in any facetious way, not really because I don't care.
Right.
Now get this. I enjoy meeting new people because I'm a people person, so I enjoy that. I enjoy traveling. I do. But as far as status-wise, it really doesn't like other people kind of like just go after it.
Right.
That's not my thing. I just love to be able to share with others what God has given me, which is why you're going to get the same me if it's a building of 20 people, a building of 20,000, a building of 100,000. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the same Cortez Vaughn despite the crowd, despite the building. God has blessed me to minister in clubs, minister in churches, in cathedrals. I've been in multiple denominational settings. It doesn't matter to me because Jesus is love. God is love. So I don't mind sharing with any group of people who don't mind listening. So I never thought it. And what I do try to do, though, and I ask God to help me stay who I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
And not let somebody else make me who they want me to be. That's the challenge. Because this stuff will make you create an alternate you that you were never designed to be.
But like you just said, if you remember the purpose and focus on that and not all of the things that are being brought to you and that is around you. And as you've said, whether it's a small church on the corner or a club or, wherever it may be, your soul has been designed. What's in your spirit is to deliver the message and to empower people, not about the status, the material things, because that's not what you're here for. You're here to make a difference. And I believe if we stick to the core of things, a lot of us won't get lost. Because some of us get lost and we get caught up in the titles, we get caught up in the names. And I love it when you said, I don't care, because it's all about what God has sent for you to do for the people. And that is to teach and preach and to enlighten and empower the world, because so many people are lost and so many people are being misguided by, and I'll say, sheaves and wolves clothing because of the titles and the fancy cars and the bling bling and all of those things, and they're forgetting really to stay genuine to the message. And I think it's a
Right.
blessing what you're doing. When you realized that God
Well,
called you to preach, did
yes,
you
ma'am.
did you like try to run from it, or did you embrace it?
Actually, I just jumped right in
Ah,
because, like, for years, whether it been relatives or associates or just in the church, I heard men and women say, I ran for 10 years. I ran for 20 years. And then God had to do this to get my attention. God had to do that to get my, and I was like, God, I don't really want to go through all that. I don't want to be in no hospital and then realize I'm supposed to preach, or be
right,
strung out on drugs. And nothing wrong with that.
right.
But for me, I was like, I didn't want to go through all that. My grandfather was a pastor. My dad's a pastor. He's a bishop. I just, my grandfather's mother was a CME preacher and pastor. So it was in my DNA. It's in my lineage. So I didn't want to run from it. I just like, God, if this is what you want me to do. I was always that kid. I loved being in church. My mom used to have a hard time dealing with me, especially when I was in school, because she would say, you got to stay home and do homework. And I would get livid because I would tell my mom, how dare you try to keep me from the house of the Lord? The Lord wants me. Because I just love to be around. I love to be in church. I love to be around the people of God. And at that time, I was always around older people.
Yes.
So I love to be around the older, ride the church van and pull out the little step thing for them so they can get on and on. I used to love that, just to hear them talk about stories of what God had done for them and their families. And back then, you had families, it was 10 kids, 12 kids,
Yes.
13 kids. Nowadays you get one or two, everybody like, I'm done. But back then, it was huge families. So just to be able to sit and hear stories about how God did this and God did that, that was like everything to me. So I didn't run. I was like, God, this is what you want to do. I'm in. So I was just there.
Wow, that's beautiful. Is there anything that you have that you would like to share with us that you have upcoming?
We are working on this good project now. Like I said, we did the feature with MC. Now she's done about 3 other features that are be coming out at some point this year.
Okay.
I won't do the spoil thing, but it's coming out this year. We're looking forward to the new album on Ty Scott Records. We'll be in South Africa next month doing a big thing for about 100,000 people there. So we're excited. Cape Town has almost become like my home away from home. We're down there so much now, but we're working on some great music with some great individuals that have some great features on the new album. And we're just excited. 2019 is going to be a year that bears fruit for us. And that's not just myself, but that's to the people, that's to you, those of us who have labored,
Yes.
and those of us who have been asking God, okay, God, I see, I know you're using me. I know, you said something earlier, and I don't mean to take up too much time.
Oh, you're good.
You said that yesterday, I think it was, you said you quit, basically I've quit. You
Yeah.
always multiple times quit the thing you're passionate about. So, that's how you know it's your thing, because you quit 10 times in a matter of a whole week, but then you're still there.
Yes.
So for those of us who we have been faithful but frustrated,
Wow.
for those of us who have been holding on to this dream while it feels like your life is in the middle of a nightmare, for those of us who have literally been obedient to the voice of God but yet have not seen the fruit or the manifestation of the promises of God, I believe that 2019 is going to be the year that he begins to bear fruit for our sacrifices, that he begins to bear fruit for our commitment and our obedience to him.
Yes.
And my word to you and anybody else is, do not apologize when God begins to give fruit in your life. You don't owe anybody no explanation. You don't have to say, well, this is what happened. No, you paid for this and it's yours. Your tears paid for this breakthrough. Your frustrations paid for this. The times you did it, it didn't feel like it. The times you helped people, spoke into people's life, and didn't feel like it. It literally has paid for what's about to be delivered to your door. So these first 6 months of this year is going to be phenomenal, because they're going to set up the next 6 months of the year, which will conclude into the next 3 years of your life. So it's going to be phenomenal what God is going to do. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So whatever, and that means however that happens, if that's for me, if that's through the album, if it's through concert, if it's through preaching, whatever it is, I just know that there's about to be some fruit that's made manifest in my life because of the work and because of my heart towards God and my heart towards the people of God. So that's on my heart. Yeah.
Bishop Cortez Vaughn, I am speechless right now because a lot of things you just said lined up with what I explained to the man behind the camera. So with saying that, God has spoken here, and I do believe that he sent messages, and I'm so thankful for your encouraging words today. And I will be following you on Twitter from now on to see what you have to say. And
yes, ma'am.
yes, and I want to say
I need to tweet a little bit more. They told me to. So
I just want to say I thank you. You have me a bit emotional here. I'm trying to hold back because you just give me some confirmation. So I'm going to end with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I want to say thank you so much for today. And you have definitely planted a seed here within me. And thank you, Bishop Cortez Vaughn. And blessings be with you and on your journey. Until the next time.
Blessings to you. Yes, ma'am. And everybody that made this happen, your staff, whoever,
yes.
Blessings to them, and the best is yet to come.
Thank you so much. Have a great day today.
Bless you.
All right, bye-bye. That was Bishop Cortez Vaughn right here on the Stoney Love Atlanta Morning Show. And with that, we will end, and I will see you in the morning.